Hi everyone. I think we should start our sessions. In last sessions, we discussed about of the what is the DevOps. Then after that, we already learned the AWS services. Just quick revision here. So in last sessions, what we discussed about of the DevOps tools, AWS, then different types of the services already we see. Then after that, we discuss about of the different types of the softwares, why softwares, then what is the software, then architecture of the software. Then after that, we discuss about of the infrastructures. We have the only two types of the infrastructure. One is on-prem, another is a cloud, we can say. So today's sessions, we are going to the start Linux operating systems. So what is the operating system? Operating system is nothing but it is the software which acts as a mediator between the users and computer, that is called as the operating system. So suppose you want to become a DevOps engineer, you should have knowledge, strong knowledge in the Linux operating system. So my requirement is I want to install the Jenkins server, Docker software, Kubernetes cluster, Sonar Cube, Nexus, etc. tool. I want to install in my Linux machine. So that time, so we have to use the Linux operating system. So every company, so suppose I want to install the data server, will install in our Linux machine, then we have to go with Linux. Suppose application deployment will be happen in Linux machines, because every company, we can say called as every project has a requirement Linux. So what is the operating systems? Operating system is nothing but it is a software. We can say called as what is the software? Software is nothing but it is a collection of the programming. So it is a software acts as a mediator between the users and computer, that is called as the operating systems. User will be communicate with computer using of the operating software system. Suppose I want to communicate with my computer. So that time, so we can communicate, but we have to use the operating systems. Without operating systems, can we communicate? No, we cannot communicate. So at that time, we can see the blank screen. So that is the operating system. Okay. After that, without operating system, we cannot use any computer. Suppose I want to use iOS operating systems, Android operating systems, I don't have any operating systems in my mobiles. That at that time also we cannot use our mobile phones also. Operating systems will provide to the platform to run our application in the computer. But what type of the software we can run? In only desktop application. So I want to, my requirement is a web application. Then you have to install the Chrome. Then you can search on the Chrome, whatever your application's name. Then you can, once you search, then you will get the your application with using of the internet. So that is the agenda here. So we have the several operating systems like Windows, Linux, Mac, Android, iOS. Because whenever we go with Android, iOS, other say we can say called as iPad, then they have the decided. Already we can say called as they decided to the Android operating system, iOS operating system. But when we go with Linux operating Mac, Mac is related to our Apple's, okay, we can say called as Android, it's related to our Android phones, and iOS is related to the Apple phones. So Windows operating system is nothing but, so it is a, we can say called as a developed by the Microsoft company, and also everyone knows about of the founder. It is a Bill Gates. So Windows operating system is a licensed software, commercial software. But some users are using the crack version, because every application has a crack version. But Windows is a licensed software. So once we get the license, then we can install our operating systems in our laptop. Then we can use our Windows operating system. But see, Windows is a single user based operating system. Suppose I have installed Windows application, then can I use another computer same Windows operating system? No, we cannot use it. So that's why Windows is a single user based operating system. After that, security features are very less in the Windows. Suppose we purchase the computer, at that time we have to install the antivirus software. So that's why security feature is a very less in the Windows. After that, Windows is a GUI-based application, graphical user interfaces. Then Windows is a recommended for the personal computer. Also, watch movie, play games, then PPT, online classes, etc., etc. Suppose it is related to the personal computers. But whenever we go with Linux operating system, Linux is a community-based operating system, not specific of the any computers. Linux is a free and open source of the operating systems. So, do we have any open source Windows applications? No, we don't have any open source tool operating system. But here, Linux is a free and open source. Suppose I want to download Linux operating system code, then you can download it and you can modify it and you can use as per your requirement. So that's why Linux is a high security. So Linux is a multiple user based operating system. Multiple user is nothing but multi users can access of the Linux operating systems from one of the machine. Linux is a highly recommended for the business purpose. Also, we can say called as a business use cases. I will show you later on what is the multi-user. So suppose I have installed one Linux operating system. So I want to add another user, then we can add another user in our Linux operating system. So that's why Linux is a multi-user based operating system. After that, what is the history of the, sorry, I think we should here. Example is nothing but suppose I want to install the app servers, DB servers, DevOps tools, setups, etc. etc. I want to that is related to our business use cases. So that's why we recommended to the always Linux operating system. So what is the history of the Linux operating system? Linux operating system is developed by the Linus Torvalds. Linus Torvalds is identified some issues with Unix operating system. He suggested changes to the Unix operating system features, but at that time, companies not accepted that requirement. So that's why he identified same features in the Linux operating system. So after that, he was expecting something. So at that time, he downloaded the Linux operating system code, modified the according to their his requirement wise, and released to the market. So once released in the market, then we can say called as a it is a Linux operating system. So he picked the two names from his name. So one is a ELI, then another one is a NUX. So he picked first name Li and my next is a NUX. That is called as a Linux operating system. So what is the Linux distribution? Linux distribution is nothing but Linus Torvalds provided Linux operating system source of the code free of the cost. Then after that, many of the companies download that code and according to their requirement, right? They modified the code and they releases the into the market different names. That is called as a Linux distributions. After that, we have the 200 Linux distribution in the market, like Amazon Linux, Ubuntu, Saint, Red Hat, etc., etc. So we have the so many Linux operating systems. So we have the Kali Linux, different because it's a free of the source code in the market. So you can download it, and you can modify it, and you can release in the market. So that is the Linux operating system. So after that, we will discuss here what is the Linux architecture component. So mainly we have the Linux architecture components, four types. One is an application that is called as a command. So another one is a shell, then kernel, then after that we have the hardware component. So what is the application command? Application is command is nothing but so I'm having of one Linux operating system that is called as a application. So at that time, so we are writing some suppose I want to create a one directory. So we want to enter the mkdir in our CLI that is called as a command line. So that is called the application signed command. What is the shell? Shell is nothing but it acts as a mediator between the users and kernel. So he picked up the data shell, then he provided to the data to the kernel. That is called as a shell. What is the shell? Shell acts as a mediator between the users and kernels. So suppose I am writing the one command, then shell picked that command and transferred to the kernel. Then he converted to the data, only transferring one place to the another place. That is the purpose of the shell. After that, shell, when we execute the command, shell verify the command syntax, because suppose I want to create a one directory. So already Linux displayed the some, we can say called as a Linux already decided some syntaxes, predefined syntaxes. Suppose I am providing the different syntaxes. Suppose I want to create a one directory. So it is a mkdir. Mkdir is nothing but make directory. But I am putting here the scan dir. So at that time, we will get the command not found. So if command is valid, then shell will be converted command into the kernel understandable format. Suppose if it is not valid, then we will get the output command not found. So check the default shell our Linux VM, that is called as a echo dollar then shell. That is called as a default shell Linux VM. So after that, what is the kernel? Kernel is nothing but it is the heart of our Linux operating system. Kernel is a mediator between the shell and hardware component. So once we get the data from the shell, then kernel will that command converted into the hardware component. So kernel is nothing but it is the heart of our Linux operating systems. Kernel will be get the some instruction from the shell, then kernel will convert that command into the hardware format, command understandable format, that is called as a kernel. So print kernel version. Suppose I want to check the kernel version. So uname, just you have to enter the uname, then hyphen r. So we are just talking about of the overview of the Linux. So we are not going to anywhere the we are right now we are not going to any command practices here. I will show you later on. Then after that, what are the Linux file systems? What is the Linux file system? Suppose in my Windows application, so I want to create a one folder. So we have the some file system. Same, we have the same file systems in our Linux operating systems. In that Linux operating system, we have the first file system, that is called as a every file system has a root directory. After that root directory, we have the home directory. Suppose I want to create a one directory, that is the name as a, suppose we are considering the Akash Raju. So I'm creating the two directories here. So one directory, so that is called as a, I think we should put it here, same directory. So Akash EC2 one user, then I'm having a root directory, because the root directory is starting from the forward slash. Then after that, inside the root directory, we have the several directories below already here predefined. Then after that, home directory, then EC2 user. Then we creating Akash here, then root directory, home directory, then Akash directory. After that, we have the bin, boot, dev, lib, then etc directory, then optional directory, temporary directory, user directory, mount, and media directory. These are the directory already we have here. So binaries will be available, that is called as a application program. Then boot is nothing but, suppose we have the home is nothing but it's a home directory. Root is nothing but it's a forward slash. Every user has a root directory, home directory. And apart from that, we have the predefined directories here, like bin directory, boot directory, dev directory, lib directory, etc directory, optional directory, then temporary directory, user directory, mount directory, media directory. Binaries will be available in the Linux on program. Suppose I want to boot directory here. In boot directory, we have the static of the bootloader only. So device files, what is, we have the different device files here, which is available in our device file. So suppose I want to share something with my another file. So that time we have to write the shared libraries here. Then etc directory hosts specific configuration files, optional application of the software package that is called as a, suppose I want to another optional application software packages, then we have to go with optional packages, optional directories. Temporary files, I want to store some temporary files, then we have to go with temporary files. Then user utilities and application will be stored in our user directory. Then mount file system is nothing but we want to mount some files. Then we have the mount directory here. Suppose I want to remove the media like photos, all the stuffs, audio, all those things. So then we have to use the media directory that is called as a removable media files. So these are the file systems. Every Linux operating system has these file systems only. Suppose whenever we go with Ubuntu, also we have the same file systems. Suppose we are going with Kali Linux, we have the same file systems. But first one is a root directory, home directory, then user directory, and another we have the bean boot, then dev, lib, etc, optional, temporary. So these directory, just we have to remember these directory. No one can ask these type of directories, what is the purpose, what is the purpose. So these only file, Linux file systems only. Suppose next agenda that is called as a, we want to learn here the Linux command. Linux commands is nothing but suppose I want to copy the file. So how to copy the file in our Windows application? Just we need to the right click and we need to the copy that particular the file and we need to the paste it in destination folder. But here we have to use the command line. So we have to use the cp command. Then I want to create a one folder. Then we have to use the mkdir. So we will discuss here practically how we can create the how we can explore the command difference which are available in our Linux operating system. So I want to install the Linux operating system in our AWS cloud. So my requirement is a, so we have the different options like I want to install the Linux operating system in Windows, then we can install it. Otherwise, we can install in cloud. Otherwise, we can create the different users also. So we have the different Linux operating system installed. But right now we are talking about only the Linux on our AWS account. So we have the three options. One is a download, install the Linux OS in our machines. So directly we download and we install in our computers. That is the first option. So that is the regular options. Another one option, install the Linux as a guest. I want to install. So then we have to use the guest OS using the virtual box. You can search on the virtual box, then you will get the number of videos on the YouTube also. Then I want to install the Linux setup machines in cloud, that is called as a virtual machine. So whenever, um, so suppose if you want to create the AWS account, just search on the YouTube how to create the AWS account. Then you will get the number of videos. In that number of videos, within the 2 minutes, you can create the AWS account. But you have to provide the card details and all the correct details. You have to provide the PAN card details also. So it's a free of this. You have to select the free account. Then if you are using the any paid services, then bill will be generated like this. So here you can see the cost and usage here. So you can see here the um, chart here also. In that chart, month wise we can display, we can see here this bill will be generated, this will be generated because I use here virtual private cloud, then EC2 compute with different storage and all the stuffs. So that's why bill here generated. Then after that in June month, $15 here already generated. This already data is generated because I use the Elastic Container Services for the Kubernetes, then EC2, then virtual private cloud. I will show you which services are paid, which services are not paid. After that, once you create it, then you cannot see here because already I use these services, so that's why I can see here. So once you created, then I want to create a one virtual machine. Virtual machine is nothing but it is the EC2. Suppose no one can see the EC2, then you can search here EC2 here. EC2 here. Once you search here virtual services in the cloud, just click on it. After that, click on here Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud EC2 create, manage, monitor virtual servers in the cloud. After that, you have to select the launch instances. Once you click on the launch instances, suppose I want to create a just you can put name any here. Suppose I'm creating the test VM1. So number of instances, we can select it here. So I am creating one first Linux virtual machines and I want to install the Linux in our virtual machine. So here name and tags here. After that, I'm selecting the Amazon Linux here. So Mac OS, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, all those stuffs here. After that, you can select here. So we will talk later on what is the EC2, then Amazon machine images, then all those stuffs we will discuss later on. After that, I'm selecting here the instance type T2 micro. Some AWS account, you can see the T3 micro. Some AWS account has a T2 micro. So this one is a free tier eligibility. Whenever we click on here, you can see here the small, medium, nano, large. So it's nothing but it is a memory. So 8 GB RAM memory, then 16 GB. So it depends on your project requirement. Right now we are selecting the free tier here. After that, you can see here the bill will be generated point 0.17 USD per hour. Already we discussed after 1 hour bill will be generated from the AWS side. So after that, we have the key pair here. So already I'm having of number of key pairs here. So just I'm putting here the any of the key pair here. Suppose, but that key pair you have to put in your folder. Suppose I want to select this folder. So dev test vm.pem file here. So you can just click on here. I will show you later on how to create, and here just you have to enter the suppose I'm entering here the 44, then I'm going with RSA encrypted here. Then I want to .pem file here. I don't want to .ppk file here. Just it's a putty terminal and open sh. Then you have to select here the .pem file here. Once you create it, then you will get the download here. Then just copy it and put in your folder. So my suppose I'm considering this folder. What is the folder name here? DevOps class. Then what is the PEM file name here? Dot PMP extension, PEM extension, test VM. So you have to select the same. You have to select the same key pair here. Suppose if you are not selecting the correct key pair, then you cannot connect your machines. So after that, here I'm allowing of the SH traffic from because we will connect our virtual machine by using of SH. Already we discussed how to connect the machines in previous sessions. Then we have to select here the SH here. So default configuration of the Linux, it is a 8 GB storage. If you want to increase the storage also here, 30 as per your requirement is, you can increase here. Fine. But by default here, 8 GB is a configuration. After that, I'm selecting here the launch instances. Once we created the instances, we will discuss later on all those details. What is the EC2, what is the storage after that. But first we will learn here Linux operating system. Once it is created, you can see here the success message. I want to check my instance is created or not here. So you can see here all machines already I have created. So all those machines are the stock, because if we are created and it's running, then bill will be generated after 1 hour. You can see here this VM is running, so this one is still installing. You can see here the status of the check installing. After that, you can see here the already we discussed data center region. So right now I'm in south. So I have selected is a specific Mumbai AP dash south here. So I'm using the this locations. So here you can select any of the options here. So after that, so it's still it is installing. Once it is installed here, just refresh it here. Once we refreshed, still it is running. So I want to connect this machine. You can see here the details, all public IPs, private IPs, all those things we can see here, which is related to our VM. So I want to connect this machine. You can see here the SH client. We are not talking about the another thing. So I want to connect my machine. Then you have to copy this SH here, then SH client. Then after that, you have to select that folder. Just right click and select the open kit patch here, because we want to connect the with my machine. So whenever we going with sh here, you have to select the git bash. Suppose if you are not aware about of the git bash and AWS account how to create, then just search on the YouTube. Number of videos are available. So once we created here, suppose if anyone facing the issue in that, so just let me know, I will guide you also. So just we want to copy that one. Once we copy, then just you have to click the right here. Once we right click, then you will get the all those things here. So already we discussed what is the architecture of the Linux operating system. We have the four, that is called as a four component. One is a application. Application is nothing but this command. Just I'm passing to the uh, by using of the git bash. Once it is a passing to the git bash to the shell, then shell, if it is valid, then it will be passed to the kernel. Understandable. Kernel will get the data. It is converted into the your hardware component. Suppose I'm selecting here, I want to connect with my virtual machine. Then you have to enter here. Then you have to, yes, I want to create here. Are you sure? Here you can see you want to continue connecting. Yes, I want to connecting here. Just I here entered here. Yes, you can see here the Amazon Linux. Then it is connected successfully. Then I want to check the user. What is the user? So first command that is called as I want to check my user, where I'm in Linux operating system. So I want to check. Then just you have to enter the who am I. It's a short form. Then you will get the and output here the from the Linux side EC2 user. After that, I want to check the my current working directory. So you have to enter the PW. PWD is nothing but present working directory. Then you will get the root directory already we discussed, then home directory, then user directory. So where I'm in EC2 users. After that, I want to check the date. You can see here the date that is called as a today's date. Suppose I want to check the display the current month of the calendar. So you have to just enter the CA. Suppose I want to display the 2030 calendar here. Calendar, just you have to enter the year here. Then you will get the that year of the calendar. Suppose I want to uh, create one directory. So already we discussed. Let me clear here. So whatever we discussed command here, who, then who am I? So display the logged in username. Then after that, display the present working directory, that is called as a PWD. Then display the current date. Calendar, display the current month of the calendar, that is called as a calendar. Then I want to display the 2030 calendar, then you have to enter the cal, then 2030, then you will get the display the 2030 calendar. Then after that, I want to check one directory. I want to create a one directory. My requirement is a I want to create a one directory, that is called as a mkdir. Sorry, mkdir. After that, you can see here my command is invalid, so that's why we got a output here missing operand. So it's a we can say called as a invalid command. So if you want to try what is the information, if you want to check, then you have to enter this like command mkdir hyphen hyphen help, then you will get the answer. Also, I want to create a one mkdir, then I want to create a one folder. Directory is nothing but folder. So in Windows we can say called as a folder, then in Linux we can say called as a directory. So after that, I want to create a one folder, that is called as a Linux. So I want to check that folder. So you have to enter the ls. Ls is nothing but display the present working directory content. So what is the present working directory content? Only ls. Linux is a working directory. So right now where I'm in EC2 user. So I want to create uh, another directory here, mkdir, then AWS. I'm selecting here the AWS. Then you can check here AWS Linux. I will show you it's a ascending order. Then I will show you later on. Then after that, I want to create my requirement is I want to create the multiple folders. Suppose DevOps, then Azure, that is my requirement. Then I have entered here DevOps, Azure, then GC. Then if you get the all those folders, if you want to check, then just enter the ls. After that, you will get the folder names. So all those folders we have already here. Suppose I want to check all details of this folder, then you have to enter the ls hyphen l. That is called as a long list files in alphabetical order. You can see here the already here the alphabetically order as AWS, Azure, DevOps, GCP, Linux. So you can see here the long list, that is I will show you later on what is the meaning this one. After that we can see here the date with time also here. After that I want to check my requirement is a all those are the alphabetical in order. I want to check the reverse alphabetical order. Then you have to enter the ls, then hyphen l r. Then you will get the that is called as a reverse order. Linux, GCP, DevOps, Azure, AWS. Then I want to display latest file which I have created. So I want to check then hyphen lt, that is called as a latest file. One is a Azure, another is a DevOps, GCP, AWS, Linux. All those folders created here. So what is the display of the latest files on the top? That is called as ls hyphen lt hyphen t. So these folders, latest ones created here. So I want to change old files, display the old files on the top. Then my requirement is a display the old files on the top. Then you have to enter the ls hyphen ltr, that is called as a reverse order. First we created the Linux, after that we created the GCP, sorry, AWS, then GCP, DevOps, Azure. So my requirement is a I want to display the latest files on the top. So you have to enter the ls hyphen lt. So Azure is a I have created, then DevOps, GCP. Multiple folders we selected here. So all are in alphabetical order we can see here. So after that, my requirement is a display the hidden files. So you have to enter the ls, then hyphen la. Then you will get the all hidden files here. So you will get the all hidden files here. In Windows, I want to check. Then we have the right click and more options. In options, we have the hidden files. So this is the same thing here. I want to check the ls hyphen la. Then you will get that. Suppose I am entering here any of the command, then you will get the dash bash lsls command not found. So it is understandable from the, suppose if it is valid, then shell will be passed to our kernel. Then kernel will that converted into the hardware component. That's it of the architecture of the Linux operating system. So my requirement is a mkdir already we discussed. Ls is nothing but present working directory I want to display. Then ls we discussed, ls long list we discussed, then reverse order is we discussed, latest file we discussed, ltr discussed, then display the hidden files already we discussed here. After that, I want to create, already we created the one tag here. Suppose I want to check the present working directory, that is called as the EC2 user. Suppose I want to change the, so what are the directories name here? AWS. I want to change the directory. So I am entering the CD, that is called as a change directory, then folder that directory name. Then you can see here the right now where I'm in AWS. You can see here the ls. Do we have any directory? No, we don't have any directory because right now we are in AWS account. I want to go, sorry, my requirement is a go one step back from the present working directory. What is the my present working directory? AWS. So my requirement is a go back one step from the present working directory. So you have to enter the cd, then dot here. Then you will get the one back step here where right now I mean you can see check here present working directory. Present working directory right now EC2 user, root, home, then EC2 user. Do you have any present working directory where we are in right now in EC2 user? Suppose my requirement is a I want to remove the empty directory. Suppose I want to delete the one it which is we created the directory I want to delete. So do you have any data in AWS directory? No, we don't have any data right now. So I want to remove that directory. So you have to enter the rm, then that is called as a remove directory, then directory name. So that is called as a rm AWS. So you can check here ls-l, that is called as a long list, then Azure, AWS, GCP, Linux. So we can see here the alphabetical order. So that is correct. Do we have any AWS directory here? No, we don't have right now AWS directory here. So that is called as a remove directory. I think everyone aware about, so not aware. So everyone is clear about these commands. So I will provide two notes also. Just you have to keep practice here again and again. After that, my requirement is suppose I want to create a one empty files in my Linux directory. So how we can create it? I want to enter. So I want to change the my directory right now where we are in Linux. You can check here present working directory. My requirement is a I want to create a one folder. We are not talking about the folder or directory here. So my requirement is a I want to create a one empty files. So suppose I am select, so here command that is called as a touch command. After that you have to enter the file name. So my file extension is a txt, that is called as a text file. So you have to enter the touch, then f1.txt. Then you can check here ls in present work. What is the present working directory? Linux. In Linux, we have the one file. So that is the uh, touch command. But here, do we have any content in that file? No, we don't have any content in that file. So that is the touch command. Suppose my requirement is a whatever we created the file, that file I want to delete it. So just you have to enter the rm. In previous direct we enter the rm dir because we are removing the directory. But right now we are removing the files. We are deleting the files. So rm, then you have to enter the file name. What is the file name here? F1.txt. Then you can check here, you can see here the total 0 because we already removed from this directory. My requirement is to delete non-empty directories also. Then how we can create it? Already we discussed here. Suppose I want to delete that directory. So you can check here rm, then hyphen rf, then directory name. My directory name is a Linux. You can check here. So you can check here, do we delete it or not here? No, because we are right now in Linux. You can check here, we are here. Suppose I am entering here rm hyphen rf, then directory name is a Linux. You can see here. Can we see here? No, we cannot see here because we are removing the directories from here to delete the non-empty directory. Suppose that is the, I think everyone is clear here. Suppose my requirement is for rename and move the files and directories here. I want to rename and move the files and directory also. Then what we have to use command here? mv command. That is called as a move command. So then suppose existing name is a Azure. Okay. After that, my new name is a Azure 1. You can check here is updated or not here. You can see this one. So that is called as a rename. First requirement is a completed. What is what was the first requirement? First requirement is a rename that directory. How to do that one? So you have to enter mv, then Azure old file name here. Then I'm moving to the Azure to one to the Azure. You can check here, it's updated. Then my requirement is I want to move that file's present location to the destination location. Then you have to enter here mv, then present location where we are in EC2 user. So I want to use it in the, I want to move that file into the another user. So you have to enter the location, present location, then after that new location. So that is the move, that is called as a mv command. I think we should stop here. We will discuss tomorrow how to move present location to the new location. So that's it for the today's command. So we will continue tomorrow. In that continue tomorrow sessions, we will discuss about of the cat command, then tag command, then cp command, then head command, tail command, then very important that's called as a global regular expressions print there. So after that we have the different sed command. Sed is nothing but we can say called as a stream editor. So in that stream editor we have the substitute, delete, print, insert, all those stuffs which is belong to the sed command. So you have to keep practicing again and again, then definitely all those commands remember in your mind. So after that, we will discuss about of the then networking command we have to discuss because I want to ping. So how we can ping the google.com in Windows, we have to enter the, we have to open the uh, Chrome browser, Edge browser, then you have to enter the www.google.com. But here I want to access google.com from the my CLL command. So I will show you how to access it. Just here we are just then you have to enter the uh, www.google.com. Then you can see here the pinging the Google. So number of results we can see here, because whenever we enter the Google www.google.com, then lots of records are available on the web browser. So that's why we can see here. So I want to exit that one. So just Control C, then you can exit from that thing. Exit from the present command. Suppose I want to log out this my Linux machine, then just you have to enter the exit, enter here. So I want to connect again, then you have to enter the like same command. So how we get this one? So you have to just up and down your bars here, then you will get the that command. What was the previous command? What was the next command? So just you have to enter the up down buttons here on your keyboard. So after that, we will discuss about the I want to download some files from the internet. Then we have to use the get command. Then after that, we will get suppose I want to send the HTTP request to my server. Then you have to use the curl command. I want to check the IP address of the my current machine. Then you have to use the iConfigure. Sure. All those we will learn in our Linux. Just we are talking about right now. I'm talking about only syllabus. After that, we have the process management, user management. So it's a difficult to process management, user management to understand. After that, we have to learn the sudoers, because sudoers is a very important topic in the Linux, because it's a super doing operations. Then after that, I think how to enable the password based on the authentications for the users also we will discuss. Then after that, I want to file permissions that read, write, already we discussed here. So what is the that one? Whenever we long list here, you can see here in long list already we discussed. So write, read, write, and execute. That are the RWXXS. Already we can see here long list. So then after that, file permissions we discuss. After that, we will discuss about of the file permissions in the numeric format also. We will discuss. Then chown command we have to learn. Then how to install the software in our Linux machine. So I want to install the Git, Maven, Python, Java, etc. software I want to install. Then how to install. So we have to use the some operations, then we can install the our different softwares in our Linux operating system. We have to do the sudoers command. We have to use the sudo command. After that, we have the I want to change the host name in my Linux of VM. That is called the virtual machine. So then we have to learn how to set the host name, then restart sessions, exit. Already we discussed here. Exit. I want to exit from that thing. From that particular the command. So how to exit from the particular command? Control C. I want to log out my Linux operating system. Then you have to use the we can say called as a restart session. That is called as the exit command. After that, we will discuss how to find out the locations of the files in our Linux operating systems. I want to find out the locations. So in Windows application, Windows operating system, we have the GUI. In that GUI, just we have to search file name. Then you will get the output from the Windows side. Here, same we have the same command. Then we can say call, but we have to learn the command only. So how to find out the location of the files in our Linux operating system. So we will discuss all those. I think it's a 50 around command we have to learn, then we will jump on our AWS account. I think that's it for today. We should stop here. Thank you guys.